What is up? Today is August 23rd. Weekly update. Number uh I don't know what number it is. It's the next week. Over halfway through the year though. We're at what? August, that's 8. We're about two-thirds of the way through the year. Almost. Almost. Um it's been just a good week, honestly. Like nothing nothing major. Um Really, if there's anything major, really got back into doing comedy this week. Um, you know, I went and did a mic on Monday, and then I did a mic on Tuesday, and then I did a mic on Wednesday as well. Um, First mic back on Monday was it was it was what it was, haven't been on stage in a few weeks, and most mics that I've done in a week in what, 2 3 months, something like that. So it I'm too new to comedy to say that I was rusty, right? I just went up there and did what I did. I didn't really tell any jokes. I talked and I guess I'm not gonna get into it. It wasn't great, it wasn't terrible. Tuesday was a little rough, honestly. Tuesday wasn't a very good set, honestly. And then Wednesday was okay. It was okay. I got a few smiles. I got a few little like, huh, little moments like that. So that wasn't too bad. Other than that, a lot of work. Oh, actually, there was this other thing. So on Thursday, I planned on going out to another mic, but I actually ended up sitting in, staying in, and just thinking through some stuff, as I like to do. And so after the mics that I had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, um, I had a pretty interesting dream Wednesday night. So Wednesday night, Thursday morning, I wake up from the dream. I'm not going to get into the details of the dream, but suffice to say, uh, I use my dreams as actual like guides for my life. Like I really do. Um, Part of that is my dreams they're pretty trippy. Not trippy, but they make sense when I think about them. And I think I've mentioned it in my weekly updates before that I believe dreams are your unconscious mind trying to communicate with your conscious mind. So because your unconscious mind knows you better than you do, um, the images it sends you in your dream actually mean something, and the interpretation that you get from the dream is the actual message that your unconscious mind was trying to tell you. And so I honestly use that as like a guide, with picking friends, honestly, making friends, picking people to talk to and stuff, or picking people to pay attention to. It's not always exactly like that, but it's like, all right, I'm dreaming of this person, like that's different, because I can't choose my dreams in a way. I've had lucid dreams, but I don't choose what I dream about. So why am I dreaming about this person, or why am I dreaming about this thing? Why am I dreaming about doing this act, right? Why am I dreaming about being in this place? All those little things kind of get me thinking. I'm like, all right, why am I dreaming about that? Like what's going on in my life, and what's going on with like my future plans, and what's going on with the dream that those different things are trying to communicate something. And I don't know, but it works. It works. And so I bring all that up because Wednesday, after the set that I had on Tuesday, which was rough, Wednesday before I was about to go up, I had my joke journal, and I'm writing in my joke journal, you know, and I started writing down some thoughts, not jokes, just thoughts that I have, and I write down like basically like I feel down, I feel down. I feel like I don't know, why am I doing comedy? What's the point of it? I know I've made people laugh before, and I know I've had good sets before. Um, and I know I can get back into it. Like I know all that. I know all that. But still I have this feeling of just of not reluctance, but like almost like sadness. Like I'm sad, like I'm depressed, like I felt down, like I felt like, am I ever gonna get better? Or is this ever going to is this actually gonna go somewhere? Like am I actually really gonna succeed as a comic, And I wrote and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote, did all that, you know, didn't look at it afterward. Went on stage, had my okay set, and then I had my dream that night after I left. And the dream was really, it was really, as I said, it was pretty wild. Um, and again, not to get into the details of it, but so that dream had me thinking like all day on Thursday. And so then Thursday, when it came time for me to like get ready to head out to do some mics for the evening, I decided not to. I decided not to because I'm like, part of me didn't want to go, and then part of me was like thinking on that dream, and part of me was just like, you know what? If you're not gonna go out and do a mic, at least sit in and write down your thoughts on just anything comedy related. And so then that turned into me reflecting on the dream. I actually wrote out the dream on my computer. I thought through it and wrote out the dream as it happened. And then after that, as I was doing that, actually, it it started to make sense to me of just like, oh, this is referring to that, and that is referring to this, and everything started interconnecting as to like, what I think the dream was trying to tell me. Um, and then after that, I just sat down and I thought on myself, on comedy, on where I feel I'm in comedy, on what I felt the dream was trying to tell me. And I mean, basically, I can say that is that I feel like I feel like what it was trying to tell me was that where I'm at in life, like with comedy and with the struggle that I'm dealing with of trying to figure out how to be funny and try to figure out how to be a good comedian. Um, that's just where I'm at. Like that is where I am at. Is that uh, I'm still trying to figure it out, you know, and like I have to accept that, you know. I I may have been doing other things before comedy, and I may have been I may have had other intentions of like what it is that I thought my life was going to be and where it is that I thought I was going to go. Um, and I did take a detour of sorts to walk down this path of comedy. Not even, and I don't even know if you can say it's a detour, right? 'Cause when I think about the dream and its imagery and how it was like conveying all of this, you know, because now I'm in a completely different place with a completely different set of problems and a completely different objective that I have to do. Like I have to. There is no alternative. Like I have to do this thing, you know? And upon completion of that, upon completion of that objective of figuring out how to relieve myself of this burden, right? Of feeling like I'm not funny, you know? After that, then maybe I can go back to doing what I was doing before. Maybe, right? But who knows how long this path is going to last and how long it's going to take to complete that, you know? And yeah, I just need to I just need to accept that I may feel down sometimes and accept that I may not be that funny sometimes. Um, but all I can do is get through it. I could run away. I could run away, but it's kind of one of those things of like, I'm already so far in, right? That to run away would actually be more work than it would be to just keep going forward, you know? And it's like I'm stuck, but it's a good kind of stuck, right? Because it means that I have options, but my only option is to persevere. Like that's it. Like my only real option is to succeed. Like I have to succeed. There is no alternative. Um and yeah, even though I didn't go out and do a mic on Thursday, I'm really happy that I like sat down and reflected on the dream, wrote it down, and then thought through all of that, and then was just like, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. The dream makes sense. My feelings on the situation make sense. Um, and as a result, you know, I feel more not enthused, but just kind of like at ease as to the reality of my situation, which is that I got to keep going. You know, I have to keep going. I don't have another option. So that was Thursday. I was really good. I was really really happy with doing that. Then yesterday was Friday. You know, busy day at work. Um, Super busy. Long night. I didn't get home till I didn't get out till about 12:15, which is really late for work. Normally I'm out by like 11:15, 11:30 at the latest. So that was a little later than normal. And then that's basically it. So that's all I've got. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me. Uh, I guess reflect on my reflection. Well, I didn't reflect on my reflection. I stated that I reflected on something and then I stated the reflection. Okay. But all right, cool. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you are so inclined to do so. And God bless.